And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kirbside Network. Brings you the first ever episode of Astra Mori. This is a brand new game that we are starting tonight with a brand new cast, full of familiar faces and a couple of brand new ones. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining. The Twitch is already filled with people, so thank you for your support. This is going to be a fun little sci-fi game. It's not an official Spelljammer, but a little bit it's taken from the Spelljammer books. So if you like Spelljammer, this is the game for you. If you like Firefly, if you like Treasure Planet, this is definitely the game for you. So we appreciate all the love and support. We're live, YouTube, Facebook, and on Twitch. And we can't ever get this started without a word from our sponsors, of course. Shout out, of course, starts with our friends at Collected Comics and Games in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I mean, hell, to be honest, they brought some of the players here. If I didn't go to Collected, I wouldn't have been able to meet Brian. I wouldn't have been able to connect with our good friend Lee, who's one of our creative directors, who wouldn't have brought in Destiny as Castanet. So Collected is basically sponsoring this entire game for you. Thank you. But Collected Comics and Games in the DFW area, they have books, they have dice, they have minis, they have everything your little nerdy heart needs to feed that little habit of yours, of whether it's Funko collecting, whether it's comic book pulls. I right now, thanks to one of our players, am reading the Absolute Wonder Woman run. It is phenomenal, and I cannot wait to read more of it. But go, give them your business. They are wonderful. They've got everything you need. Collected Comics and Games. Also, shout out, because you can't have a tabletop game without dice. So shout out to our official dice sponsor, ST Way Gaming. They have Facebook, Instagram, and a website. They have some of the best selections of dice accessories, hats, shirts. I haven't put it on yet because I got distracted, but I have this wonderful little necklace that they've sent me. Jason has worked tirelessly, and I mean that in the most sincere way, because his family has brought a new baby into the world, and he is still out here working hard to bring you guys some of the best dice on the market. That's ST Way Gaming, ESTY. ST Way Gaming. Go check them out. They've got everything you need. And officially, as of a few weeks ago, we haven't been streaming, so I haven't been able to talk about this just yet. But we will be at FateCon in September here in the DFW area. It's one of the biggest D&D conventions in the area. We went last year as guests. This year we'll be there as panelists. We're doing a DM's panel. Myself, Tim from Lord of the Rings and Dice Heart with a Vengeance, Cody from here at Astra Mori and from Renegade Rangers, and Lee, who is also on Dice Heart with a Vengeance. The four of us will be hosting a panel, so please go check out FateCon. Check out 5 Sides of Fate on Instagram. Cannot express how excited we are for this event. As always, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow our YouTube channel, our Twitch channel, follow all those social medias, because big things are coming. With that, Cody, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much, Jay. Thank you, everyone. I'm really excited. I can't give like a really great Brennan Lee Mulligan, like fire from the sky bit. But instead, we're gonna start out with Chukwakupara Mahapudma. What are you doing right now?
I am sitting upon a hill, looking over a valley, meditating, looking over the vastness of space that's before me.
And you see there in the vastness, you see the twinkling stars, you can make out the constellation of your order's prime, I'll say, creed, You see the great elephant constellation there before you, and just this little twinkle of light. Describe yourself for me as you're on this hill.
I am a turtle. I look far older than I actually am, but I am, it's like I said, I'm looking out, but my eyes are not all the way open. They are kind of just very small so that I can rest my eyes as I meditate. Wearing some very nice flowing robes and with my walking stick right next to me to help me when I get back up on my feet. And around my neck is a medallion. And as Chukwa thinks about his medallion, he looks upon it, he smiles, and looks back up at the constellation.
Very nice. And as the light and the constellation twinkles, sort of glints off the medallion, and there's this very clear connection between the medallion and the constellation. Perhaps our viewers aren't ready for that just yet, but maybe one day. But you do hear behind you a soft rustle in the grass. You turn around and you see a figure who you recognize as your brother. Describe him to us.
My brother and I look very similar. As I said, we're both turtles. And while I am mostly black and gold, he is mostly green and gold. The spikes on his back, if anyone would like to look up this particular type of turtle, which is an Indian star, their shells are a bit on the not spiky side, but kind of hilly. His are sharper than mine for some reason. And his robe is very similar, whereas mine is blue and orange. His are completely black, where my eyes are a shade of gold. His are a shade, two shades, one gold, one red.
That's very nice. For a moment, you make eye contact with your brother, and his name is
Vipin.
Vipin. I'm sure it's probably much longer. Thank you for giving us a shortened version. So you make eye contact with Vipin, and Chukwa, I am going to ask you for the first roll of Astra Mori. Give me an insight roll.
Oh boy.
Let's go!
This is interesting. That
A
is
little late, but I'll also accept
that's
perception.
beautiful. Okay, that's beautiful. Because the first roll of this game, and we're getting it out of the way, is a nat 1.
Yeah! Let's go!
Yes!
So it's your
That's
brother.
a
You're
great way
glad
to
to
start.
see him. He's just come back from a journey to one of the outer planes, and he says, so slowly, brother, it is so nice to see you again.
Likewise. I did not think you would travel this far, but nonetheless, hello. As he
Go ahead.
as he opens up his arms for an embrace, and he's gonna pick himself off the ground before that.
And he does, slowly, he comes and he embraces you. He puts one arm over your shoulder, and you kind of hear like the clunk of your shells as they get together. And he looks out to the constellation in front of you. It is such a beautiful place to be here. I see why you come so often.
Yes. It is imperative to be in my lonesome to meditate on the wonders of our order and of our mission. What brings you out here? Should you not be in the temple?
Why, missions are all that I think of. I have completed my own, and I am on a gentle repose. Tell me, brother, how is your mission going?
And he looks down at the medallion in which he says, "It weighs heavy."
Now, I'm going to give you another opportunity at redemption. You can give me either perception or insight, your choice.
Cool.
Just to give the viewers at home, the DC we're looking here for is a 15. It was a 17 before. It is now a 15.
Well, you got yourself a 13 insight.
Oh,
no.
so close, so
So
close.
close.
But that is not going to cut it. So you don't, nothing seems odd to you. Your brother is back from his journey, his mission. You don't know exactly what it is. That was a little bit more secret in your order. And here you are on your mission, and you're meditating, and it's a very peaceful, very serene. There's this nice breeze that comes through the hills, and it rustles the grass, and it's a very pleasing, calming sight, which is only shattered by the knife in your neck.
No doubt as Chukwa feels this pain, and he's gonna try to grab it as well as his brother's hand.
And as you reach to grab, you feel your limbs are heavy and you can't lift them. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay, we're gonna roll with a different set of dice. Oh, heaven have mercy. Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So that Constitution saving throw is gonna be a nat 20.
Let's
Hey,
go.
let's
It's a total of
Let's go.
23 if you want that.
That would be phenomenal.
Whew.
That is so awesome.
Damn you, brother.
So you go and you jerk the knife away, and you turn to see your brother, and you see the red eye and the gold eye. It was gold? Yes.
Mhm.
You see the red eye and the gold eye, and the red eye glints and pulses, and it seems to be counterposed to the twinkling of the star, and you just make that out in the background as you feel your life's blood begin to fill that divot in your shell and start to overflow, and you slowly, the weight is there, but you're able to fight it, and you're maybe able to get in a single blow. Give me an attack roll.
Cool beans. I'm gonna do so with my walking stick.
Deck him.
Why is that not on here? Cool beans. Never mind with the walking stick. I'm just gonna use my claws.
Deck him.
Cool beans. That's
Crack
gonna
his
be a
eyes out.
total of 12.
Wait, roll a d20 for me.
Cool beans. Let's roll another one. Let's roll you. Let's give everybody a chance. 17.
You swipe out with your claws, and you catch mist as the mirror image of your brother dissipates. And the other one appears on your left, where he's been this entire time. And you collapse to your knees, and Chukwa, tell me, what are the last thoughts that go through your head as you leave this world?
My brother. Why? Why? As I assume I fade into darkness.
And indeed, there is darkness. And now we go across the multiverse, whooshing past stars and nebula and galaxies and black holes and ships of all make and models. And we find Dante Solara. Dante, tell us, what are you doing right now?
Currently, I am in pursuit of someone. Someone that I have been looking for a while. and it's someone that I'm going to kill.
So, what kind of area are you in? Describe it to us.
So I am inside of a castle-like structure. It is very dark outside, it's raining, and I am skulking through the halls searching for my target.
Very good.
And
Give me a stealth check. And if
okay,
you have anything that would grant you advantage on that, please do so now.
okay. Yes, I get a +4 to stealth.
Very nice.
All right, and I'm gonna need it. So that puts me at 18 total.
18. Very nice. Very nice. So, there's, as you're walking, treading, padding through the castle, there's rain heavy falling outside, the lightning and thunder as it strikes. And as you're going through, you're seeking your target. Describe yourself. What do you look like, Dante?
So I'm about 5'10", slim build. I have a cut above my right eyebrow. I wear all black, have a dark scarf around my neck, lightweight armor with shoulder and chest plates or guards, and I wear studded gloves that are very tactical, good for punching as well as using weapons. And I'm wearing baggy pants with some nice tactical boots for all terrain. I like to be ready for anything.
Very
And
nice.
I have 2 antlers, about medium, sticking out of my head. My skin is a dark grayish brown. My eyes are black with like a silverish white tint to them, like anybody seen Pitch Black Chronicles of Riddick, like that. And yeah, I'm carrying a submachine gun, pistol, and I also have a shotgun on my back. So I'm ready for action.
Man after my own heart. I love it. So as you're going through, you think that you've found the route to your target. Um, Give me just one more stealth roll as you're maneuvering around these castle corners, stealthily evading the guards. Each one of them, you see there's a Gith there who's carrying a very large gun. And then over here, there's a Hadozi that seems to just be very shifty eyed. And you're evading all of them very well. I almost might even say too well. There's just that shadow of a doubt in your head. But no, you have a target, you have a purpose. Give me one more stealth roll.
That is going to be an 11.
11. Give me, I'll say a d20 roll. I'm looking for a 12 or higher.
That's gonna be a 4.
Oh,
Oops.
So there's a crash of thunder that's louder and closer than the others, and it just causes you to ever so slightly jump. And as you do, the butt of your gun hits a suit of armor, and there's a reverberating clang, 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 clang throughout the hallway. What do you do?
I guess I check to see if there are any spaces I can. Well, first I want to look around and see if there's anybody around me, and then I want to try to kind of get someplace to have my back against the wall, so that way I can make sure nobody heard me or nobody's coming or anything like that.
You hear the gruff voice of a Gith. What was that? And thud, 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 coming towards you.
Okay.
You can give me a perception check for a place to hide.
Okay. I will do that. That's an 8.
8. You see there is a tapestry And you're like, that's got to be good enough. So do you go hide behind it?
You know what? Let's do the Scooby Doo thing. Let's do it.
All right. So now I'm going to roll for these GIF. Give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
As I look up GIF in the Monster Compendium.
It's a 7, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna see me.
We're gonna see. I don't know. The dice are not on your side because that is a 12 from the GIF, and he immediately spots you. I will give you, because he's a GIF and he's not very stealthy. I will give you a dexterity saving throw as you hear him dive for you.
Okay.
I believe in you.
No whammies.
Come on,
no whammies,
Dante.
no whammies.
I believe in
Big
you.
money, big money.
Spaghetti.
Escalators, escalators, escalators.
Eel.
No!
I got a 6.
Oh.
And
Oh,
you
no.
are tackled by 400 pounds of hippo humanoid. And it is not a good time. He drags you through the castle, dragging you by these antlers. It's very uncomfortable and painful.
Ow, 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 ow,
and-
ow, ow, ow.
He brings you. You thought it would be some of you thought it would be a throne room. It's a lab.
Oh, no.
And in the lab, there is a single figure. Someone you know very well, Dante. Someone who you've been after. Describe Lars to us.
Lars is one of the most sick and sadistic people out there. He is a crime lord who has murdered, stolen, and just all around enjoys the misery of others. There's a rumor that says that he loves to mentally or emotionally torture his victims so much that they shed tears, and he likes to make martinis with them.
Did you just
He
say
is.
martinis out of his
I did.
victims?
Out of their tears.
Okay.
That's
okay.
extra dirty
That's
if I ever seen
awful.
it.
Ah, that is horrifying. I don't remember reading that in the backstory.
Sorry.
Oh, just came up with it.
No, that's
he's about,
phenomenal.
about
Let this man cook.
5'8".
So he's about 5'3"?
I said 5'8".
5'8", okay.
Yeah, he's 5'8". He wears a tan suit. He's missing his left index finger. And he looks somehow scaly and slimy at the same time.
And he turns to you in a voice that's equally scaly and slimy and just ick. At the same time, he says, well, Dante Solari, as I live and breathe. Strap him to the table, boys. And poof, you're strapped to the table. Now, and he points to you, or he would point to you, but the index finger is gone. So he's frustratedly, the last time you were here, you took something that belonged to me. Well, that's okay. I took something of yours, too. Bring him in. And from a vault that raises, in comes this hulking figure that seems to be not one shape, not two shapes, but 7 shapes that have been cut and diced and welded and sewn together in some absolute monstrosity that I will not describe here because it is just too horrifying for us to actually hear. Give me a perception check.
No eels. No eels.
Escalators,
No
escalators,
eels.
Escalators.
I got a 10.
10. That's good enough. Because this is a face that, despite being so vehemently disfigured and absolutely turned into this horror, this aberration, you would recognize even in death. This is Ziggy, your brother.
Ziggy,
Or it was.
you're, you're still
Well,
alive?
damn.
Mother.
There's no eye contact, there's no recognition, there's nothing. There is just this empty vessel of aberration and horror and monstrosity, and it breathes deeply, and it's pulsing, parts of it are oozing. And Lars just looks at him. Pretty great, isn't he? You wanna take him for a spin? And he snaps his finger. Describe to us your last moments, Dante Solara.
I look at Lars and I say the same thing that I said to him when he first made me. I'm gonna kill you.
Good luck. You're already, and it's cut off as there's a strike to your face. And another, and another, and another, and you lose consciousness. And then darkness. And in the darkness, stars whizzing past, going, nebula, galaxies, ships. And we find ourselves on a ship. The ship of one Pa Homa. Pa, tell us, what are you doing right now?
I am buried basically in probably the most amount of scraps of paper you've probably ever seen. Maps, drawings, like star charts. The light of Wild Space Orrery is lighting this very very homey looking chart room. And I, instead of looking at any of the charts or the maps, you see my face buried in a small black book as I am writing and humming and working through something as I'm writing on the page.
And you hear thud, thud, thud on your cabin door.
Scrambled and put the book under a little stack of paper there and go, maybe to the come in.
And before you can even say come in, the door is kicked in. And in walks this absolute unit of a GIF. Her name, sorry, I'm checking my notes here,
Ew.
Oh, hey,
is
Cap.
Jaroslav.
Hey, Cap, what's happening?
What are you doing, Tabaxi?
Oh, just going through some stuff, making sure that that our way is through.
I hope our way is through after you led us through the clowns 10 minutes ago.
Hey, come on. That was not my fault. That was not my fault. They came out of nowhere. That is not supposed to be clown space. Not my fault.
She kind of looks at you and she crosses her arms. And it's very much the I am a disappointed mother look.
Yeah. Well, we shouldn't have any more issues. Yeah.
Do
No.
you know how many cannonballs we had to fire?
237? No.
I'm scared that you know that number.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't quite counting, but I was. Yeah, I thought I was pretty close.
Look, kid. I took you on as a favor to your parents. Okay?
Mhm.
You've got to get it together.
Oh, for sure, Cap. Yes, will do. I, or whatever.
Clean it up in here. It smells like a litter box. She walks back through the shamble of the door.
That was not me.
So you're going through everything, and all of a sudden you hear the klaxon alarm is going.
Crap. What now? Then I'll get out.
Red alert! Battle stations! Battle stations!
That didn't sound like a drill.
Bang! The ship lists to the right.
Ooh.
Okay.
What the hell?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through really quickly and grab look for the
Navigation to the bridge.
for my note. Okay. I'm gonna grab my notebook. I'm gonna stick my notebook in my pack, and I'm gonna grab the stick my ball of yarn in my bag, and go ahead and take off out into the hallway, and then make my way up toward the bridge.
And as you make your way to the bridge, you see bright flashes through the viewing screen as you see what looks like strobes and flashing colors and lights, and it looks like a circus, and oh my gods, it is a circus in space.
Shit. All right, I can do this. I was trained.
Get us out of here.
Okay. Go. Port. I don't know. Go. Left.
And with your moment of hesitation, the helmsman is trying to make this up as he goes. They're trying to get you to plot a course out of here, and there's flashes and fireworks and cannons going off all around you, and there's just absolute chaos, the chaos of a circuit, and the ship shudders again, and someone says, "What was that?" Then Captain says, "I think they've started to board." And you hear distantly in the ship,
I don't like that. Captain, can we go now? I don't like that. I don't like that sound at all.
Dude, your face.
"We're trying. We're tied down. Everybody, get weapons." And the ship around you starts moving and grabbing weapons, and everyone's getting a sword here. Somebody grabs something that looks suspiciously like a lightsaber. And then over here, there's
Beam saber.
there's beam saber. There we go.
Energy sword.
No mousies.
Energy sword.
Light sword.
Yeah.
And then over here, somebody grabs a laser gun. And then they're all getting ready, and they're all posting up around the door, waiting for something to come. And you hear just clink, 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 and just wheeling in. It's a little mechanical monkey on a unicycle.
No.
It has a pair of cymbals.
No. I know that movie.
Clink,
Oh no.
clink.
I don't like where this is
I still-
going.
So,
I still want to see it.
yeah, I'm gonna reach into my bag and I'm gonna pull out a ball bearing, and I'm just
Oh no, he
he froze.
froze.
Oh no.
The monkey
Green
made him
cap, though, that
froze.
looks
Perfect
amazing.
point, too. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I was like, what are you gonna do with the ball? What about the monkey?
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Freaking
Come back.
clowns.
The anticipation.
Wait. Since he's a tabaxi, if we all go pss, 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 will he come back?
Oh no. Okay.
What you do is you go in the pantry where you keep the cat food and just
Right.
like rattle the cans.
You know
Yeah.
what? Yeah, we got to get a can and start tapping it.
Someone rattle the treats. Oh gosh,
Oh.
we're horrible.
Yeah, I'll crinkle the wrapper on my protein bar here.
So,
Oh no.
we're going to pause on Kahoma for a moment while he.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Hey,
Ah.
I
Rip.
said it on Thursday during another podcast. If there's not a technical difficulty, it's not going to be a good show.
Legit.
Yep.
Legit.
Yeah.
All right. So, I think we can all sort of see the inevitable conclusion of where that was going. So we're going to, in the explosion that follows and ensues, we're going to whoosh once again across galaxies, nebulas, stars, ships, and we find ourselves at a space dock. And there's a particular bugbear who's just got off of a ship.
Yes.
Porthos Nardak, what are you doing right now?
Porthos is walking home to his apartment is a strong word. It's an abandoned garage that he just happens to also live in. He's got both his oh no, I forgot the names of them. I wrote them down. He's got his thunder cannon on his right hip, Astor, he calls her, and then Constance, his laser pistol, on his left hip. A large green sea bag over his left shoulder, and a freshly lit cigar in the other hand, just walking down the very familiar road that he has walked time and time again.
There he
Hey,
is.
he's back.
There we go.
Yay! Thank you, AT&T Internet.
We were trying to
Alright,
so,
you back.
While we take a moment back from Mr. Porthos there, we'll just zoom back really quick if you'll allow me.
Just pauses at the smoke.
Yeah.
comes out.
As he's,
What a G. What an absolute G.
Oh yeah.
Kyle, whenever you get a moment, don't forget to fix your screen name. But
Oh yeah.
as we get the clink,
Who's Brian?
Clink. clink.
Thanks, Zoom. There we go. Okay. Whoop whoop.
So we have the clink, clink, clink of the mechanical monkey on the unicycle.
Yeah.
And you had just started to pull out a ball bearing when we lost connection.
Yeah, I wanted to throw a ball bearing at it. I'm like, get this thing away from me. Come on, like.
So interestingly, it wasn't facing you. It was facing the captain's seat. But quicker than you can blink, it turns and it catches the ball bearing between the cymbals. And it opens the cymbals, and as you see in slow motion, the ball bearing falls. And the second before it makes contact with the ground, lights, colors, fireworks, darkness. What are your final thoughts?
Why does it always have to be clowns?
And once again, galaxy, stars, ships, space. Back to Porthos, exhaling the cigarettes or the cigar smoke.
That is a good vintage. I'm glad I picked those up.
Oh, this is awful.
No, that was
I wrote
great.
this.
As he walks the street towards his we'll call it his apartment, his home. He waves at the local shops that all recognize him, that he lives on the same block as. The sandwich shop ran by the Dragonborn, the flower shop ran by the old, very ancient tiefling, the old tiefling woman. He just gives them a wave as he hits the button on his door, and the opens into his lab.
As you're going in, the tiefling woman, she flicks her finger and she lights up a cigar with a little mote of flame right there. And she kind of gives you a nod, and you hear you know, like the thrum 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 of engines going above you and around you, and it's a very busy street. You know, it's very much urban center of life. Um, you see the Dragonborn down at the bodega, who he gave you a nod as you passed by, and you know, as you go into your den of solitude, the noise seems to fade behind you.
As he walks in, the lights almost almost on the motion sensors turn on, as this garage filled with an assortment of projects strewn about the place in different various states of, you know, rough draft on paper, half built on one table, clearly in bad shape and taken apart on another. He does walk past a large mirror, because Porthos is a large gentleman, so he needs the extra length to see the entire picture. As he walks past, you see a blue button-up shirt with a black tie, blue, not cargo pants, but similar to it, very tactical. Various plates of green armor across the pants, and a green tactical vest on top of the blue button-up. He has very long purple fur that slicks back on his head. Only a little bit of red on his face is exposed from so much fur that's in front of his face. And at the end of his nose is a little pince nez, a little set of glasses that rest right on the edge of his nose. He just pushes them up. Home sweet home.
And behind you, you see in the reflection of the mirror a shape behind you in the doorway.
Immediately whirls out Astra in his right hand and points the thunder cannon at whatever figure is behind him.
And you see the tiefling woman there with the cigar, and it's a very awful smoker's cough, 200 packs a day for the last 2,000 years. You know, those things will kill you, Sonny.
I told
Pointing
you,
to your own cigar.
can't sneak in here like that. I will shoot you.
Make my millennium.
As he spins the thunder cannon on his finger and furls it back into the holster. What are you doing here anyway? It's late. Shouldn't you be locking up the shop?
Shop watches itself these days. No one's stealing anymore. Not with you around.
You're welcome. As he walks over, he places his cigar on a small little holder. It's only like this big, but it just gently enough rests right on top of it as he begins to pull out different jewelry screwdrivers, and what looks like it would be like a pick, like a metal pick. Anyone who's watching, anyone who's a mechanic, it's a scribe. As he is working on what looks like a disassembled shotgun, double barrel, very old school. trying to get this thing back together. It's been a pain.
She kind of walks around, she seems comfortable in this space, like she's been in here before. And she walks around and she admires, or maybe a little bit judges, some of the projects you have on the wall over here on a shelf, and you have a couch that should really be a couch, but it looks like it's maybe a makeshift bed. You can't really tell. And she's just kind of like, you know, it's funny you mention about everything being so safe. I did see some kids. I think you ought to go just look into them. Just make sure they're safe. I saw them wandering around earlier today, and I just really don't want them to get hurt, you know?
Of course. He pulls a small pocket watch from his vest. I've got time. I will look into it before the end of the night. I'll just let me finish up this project real fast, and I'll go check on them. Make sure they didn't get any trouble. Make sure they didn't accidentally sneak in here.
And she starts to head towards the door, and she kind of gives you a look and she says, "Hey, Porthos, you know if you're ever looking to settle down, the offer still stands."
Thank you.
And she goes out, and I feel like knowing Porthos, there's probably like an auto sensor on the garage door, and it just lowers as soon as she steps through.
Well, now that she's gone, and he puts down the scribe, and he picks up he picks up a book, very small paperback. True love evades us all, and he goes back to one of the pages. Her brother? Oh my goodness, I didn't see that coming. I thought he was dead.
And we look at the go ahead.
He is like reading the book while fidgeting with the machine, going back and forth between the two.
And we look at the cover of the book, and there's a very handsome half-orc on
Very
it.
handsome.
Very handsome. Drop dead gorgeous, some would say. And you can just make out the stated title, because it's clear this book has been read multiple times. Maybe not by Porthos, but it is a second-hand book. But you can make out just the faded letters of Tusk Love.
I see a Gooner book.
He shops at Half Silver Books.
Yeah.
So
ones you find
Porthos,
in the
describe
back
to
of
us
the
a little
store.
bit more of this project that you're working on. Give us some of the ins and outs. What are the details? How does this work?
So he is essentially holding a small double-barrel sawed-off shotgun. The internal workings, however, are not shotgun shells. They are a small, like gem-shaped motor. Clearly, this is designed to be some sort of laser, but it is also shaped as a classic version of a weapon from a bygone era, from well before Porthos's life. But he's read enough manuals and read enough history books that he is trying to Frankenstein these two concepts together.
Okay. And you have that gem-like contraption on the desk, correct?
It is sitting on the desk, book in one hand. I would say it's a Phillips head. Phillips head screwdriver in another, just trying to loosen one of the screws in it. Very, very gently. I mean, Porthos has massive, like, legit bear paws as he is holding this tiny little screwdriver. Just easy, 1/4 turn at a time. I don't need to break another tip.
Picturing you holding it with your nails.
It's like this instead of like this.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, despite being such a large, imposing figure, the care and the finesse you put into this, and just and you know, being so familiar with this project, I'm going to give you advantage on the perception check. I'm going to ask you to roll.
Jeez. Alrighty.
I believe in you.
I'm not bad at perception.
Got this.
Also, we're rolling with new dice, so let's see how
Hey,
they
yo.
choose
Let's go.
I believe in
Break
you.
'em in.
Thank you, Collected Comics and Games, because that's a nat 20 on the new dice.
Hey, let's go!
What
This
up?
Natural 20 is
go.
brought to you by Collected Comics and Games.
That sucker right there. Just pick that bad boy up last week.
Very beautiful. So you know you're taking stock as you're going through, and you're like, oh gosh, I did not see that twist coming. I know you're over here turning the screwdriver, and there's you realize something on your desk is askew, and that is not normal for Porthos. The other half of his apartment garage might be a mess. His workstation is pristine. So it's
He's
odd.
definitely one of the ADHD types where it's like it looks like a mess, but he knows exactly where the blue paperclip is, as long as no one moves it.
Exactly. So it's
Piles.
odd to you that
Chippy.
and you remember this from before you left. The gym-like contraption that was on your desk has been turned ever so slightly to the right.
That's odd. I swear this was at a 45-degree angle when I left. And he just very slowly turns it back to where it was.
And you see as something shifts underneath it.
Oh, fuck.
Do you lift it?
He will probably hold it in place, and the just mathematic equation going through his mind of I have so much time, if I dive at this angle, if I release at this much pressure, I might be able to salvage something. The geometry of this leap at this speed, if it's at this velocity, just the numbers flowing through his head at high speed at this point.
So, Porthos, tell us, what do you expect to see when you lift the device?
An explosion.
You don't see, as you lift, you go and you stop because you don't see an explosion. At least, not yet.
Oh
Instead,
no.
you see
I'm in danger.
a beautiful array of 7 orange and red and yellow gems on a necklace.
What?
And you don't see the string attached to the device. And when you lift as fast as you did, one of the beads is pulled off and you have activated the necklace of fireballs.
Oh hell no.
No.
Oh no.
Oops. Whoopsie.
So tell us, as the frozen explosion in front of you becomes a very real one, what are the last thoughts that go through Porthos's head?
As it clicks, he just goes, that fig, poof, and he is literally can feel himself flying backwards from the explosion, doing the mental gymnastics in his head of who got through the security system, who got to my lab, who found my lab. How did I not see any tracks of them in here, as just everything just erupts into fire?
And as that eruption of fire and then Porthos fades into darkness, we once again, galaxies, stars, nebulas, space, ships, and we see Castanet Zill. What are you doing right now? Audio.
You were muted.
I am.
There you are.
There we
There you
go.
go.
Okay. Thank goodness. Oh boy. Castanet, in an odd, what would seem odd for her is that she is alone in a humid rainforest sort of area, high canopy trees, lots of lush greenery, various exotic flowers around. The air is so humid it can be, you could reach out and take a bite out of it. Uh,
So Houston.
ah, well, if I ever find my way there, for sure. For those who don't know, I'm the sole damn Yankee up here. Um, but yes, it's the day after she had had a gig booked at this one nightclub on this particularly hot and humid rainforesty type of climate of a planet. And she decided to take some time for herself to recover after a long night of playing set after set after set, and maybe imbibing a couple drinks after a drink, maybe after a drink. So now that she's kind of collected herself together, she feels she feels this sensation that something's changed, something big is about to happen, but not something unexpected.
And you are still in your space, your own home, and we see the instruments that surround you, and they're all very well cared for. We see a set of hand cymbals over here. We see a set of drums over here, all percussive instruments. Um, Castanet, take for a moment to describe to us yourself. What do you look like?
Well, for those who'd like a reference image to real life, um, Castanet is a praying mantis, specifically an orchid mantis, which kind of correlates to the Thrakreen in the Dungeons and Dragons universe. What's different is, whereas most praying mantises, the kind of green long kind that we might be used to seeing, especially in woodsier climates, generally about 7 or 8 inches long, orchid mantises are generally native to rainforests and are only about 2 to 3 inches long because they have these petal-like protuberances from their limbs, both the forelimbs and the hind limbs, so that when they hide, they can scrunch themselves together and look almost exactly like an orchid flower. So as a result, instead of the several feet long Thrakreen that you might expect, she's a rather petite 5 feet 11 inches. Her main color is much like orchid plants. She's a very pale pink on the body, increasing in vibrance of color out to the outer limbs to an orchid magenta, and the very, very tips of her limbs are a very light mint green. She has
That's
very light eyes, short antennae, and a very long abdomen. She wears relatively flowy clothing, in this case, an emerald green backless dress secured at the waist with some ropes, and she has a few bangles on her arms, 4 of them.
that is absolutely stunning. I love it. But what's that there that she seems to be guarding something? What is that?
Well, since she's gotten to be about that age, it's about time that she laid an egg sac and cared for her young. What's interesting about her particular type of Thrakreen, the Tandi, is that they don't require a male to mate. They reproduce through parthenogenesis. One female, one egg sac, all female offspring.
And you briefly have a flashback to your own entrance into this world, and not that you recall the immediate aftermath, but your younger years. We see as Castanet has grown up, as she has become to mature into the mantid that we see before us now. Describe to us what are your feelings of this moment, of what comes next.
There's an anticipation of what's to come for a number of reasons. One, the hope that her children will survive. 2, a feeling almost of bittersweetness because something big is about to happen, but not something entirely unexpected.
It does feel a tad early, but it's not entirely unexpected, and you know this. And you flash back to the gig from the previous night as you were dancing about and entertaining the crowd. What did you have any inkling then at that time that you would be doing this now?
It was more of a matter of when, but the exact moment, she knew would always sort of be a surprise. It was just sort of a change that she was vaguely aware of that would happen. Whenever it would happen, would happen. The ultimate outcome, she knew was unavoidable.
And does she have any regrets?
There are none to have because it's simply just how life works.
Beautiful. And as you feel yourself, as you're over this clutch of eggs, and this process is not an easy one. It is one that takes energy and time, and it's exhaustive. And you feel as though, you feel yourself beginning to tire, right? Your eyes, although they are compound eyes, as they begin to unfocus a little bit, in and out, in and out, in and out, you hear sort of the rainforest sounds around you, this temperate jungle, as you feel the humidity in the air, and you feel the weight of the clutch of eggs beneath you, and you're peering down at them in this loving, caring manner. And you see just the slightest poke out of one, and then another, until how many do we see total?
36.
36. You were met with 36 pairs of beautiful little baby compound eyes. And what happens next?
She turns around to get a look at them all, make sure that none of them are injured, none of them are having trouble exiting the egg sac. It's consuming all of her attention, despite her eyes beginning to unfocus. She's trying so hard to pull through to make sure that every single one of her little mini-me's survives. But she can ultimately feel the pull of fatigue upon her, and she eventually can do really not much more than just sit and watch them all emerge.
And they all emerge, and they all, after having gone through their own exhaustive process, their own trials and tribulations of hatching, because coming into this world is not easy. They need energy, they need food, they need sustenance, and their mother, as all great mothers, is a wonderful and beautiful provider. And as Castanet, you fade, you feel just at the tips of your limbs, you feel, and it's not a horrifying thing to you, although it may be to others, but to you, this is natural, this is beautiful, this is the cycle of life. You feel as your children begin to devour you. In darkness. Just sit and resonate with that one a moment.
Holy hell!
We got some pretty heavy deaths in this campaign.
Yeesh.
Dang, I can't breathe.
And I just, for the record, I want to say as a DM, I am an hour in and I've already killed everyone. I'm doing amazing.
Hell yeah! Yeah, let's go.
This is how you win D&D, right?
Other DMs with their falling rocks, rookie numbers.
Right.
Rookie numbers,
Hey,
rookie
ever.
numbers. So I do want to take a moment to let the audience and to let our players resonate with that. So I know it's a bit early, but Jay and everyone else, if it's okay with you, I would like us to take a break now.
Yeah. Whew. Holy hell.
Sounds good.
That was deep. I'm going to go take some deep breaths and probably pour myself a drink.
I think I might have to go find the litter box.
Right. Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after a brief break. Excuse me. We'll be back after a brief moment. Stay with us. Thank you, everyone that's been in the chat so far. Absolutely been blowing up tonight, so we love it. We appreciate it. Be patient with us. We'll be right back after this. we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thank you for being patient as we all took the biggest exhale of all time, because holy hell, we're only like an hour and a half in and we've already had 5 character deaths and some pretty deep backstories. So, whoo-wee. Let's get this show back on the road.
Some would say it was your final exhale.
Yeah, right?
Hey.
But with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for supporting us so far. Twitch has been on fire tonight. The YouTube's been blasting with comments, so thank you. Keep the love flowing throughout the episode. We greatly appreciate you. With that, Cody, the floor is yours.
All right. So, we are here in darkness, and in darkness we have been. It's a very odd sensation being dead. You don't really have anything to compare it to except for maybe sleep. At least in sleep you dream, but there's no dream. There's just nothing until there's something. It's odd. There's a smell. It's not a bad smell. It's actually kind of pleasant. Something sweet. It's something someone might recognize this. It smells like pancakes.
Pancakes.
And then there's sounds, the sizzling, the clinking of something on a metal on a metal surface, and you hear tap 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 tap. What sounds like heels walking on a linoleum floor, and you feel beneath you a vinyl seat cushion, and I require a background change.
Yo, are we at a diner?
The Pancake Shack returns! Let's go!
How do we get transported to a Waffle House?
Pancake Shack, copyright infringement.
Because
Because I'm not
copyright.
fighting anyone at a Waffle House.
That's copyright strike number 1.
Yeah.
This is a sensation that greets you as you come to consciousness, though is it really consciousness? Because to be conscious, you must have been unconscious, but you were dead, which is separate. So you come to life. And is this a diner? And Porthos, you see in front of you a man with antlers, and oh my god, is that a bug? And why is there a turtle here? And what's the cat doing?
Almost immediately, Porthos goes for Aster.
He reaches in, it's there.
He pulls it from the holster, but he only gets it like pulled from the holster. He doesn't aim it, and he's like, diner. Hold on. And he just slowly lowers it back down. Adjusts his glasses. Where the hell am I? I remember an explosion. I was in my lab. How am I in a diner?
I don't know, but I would like to formally request not to be shot. Thanks.
Oh,
Yeah.
my apologies.
who are you people? You work for Lars? Where am I?
I don't know that name.
I've never met a Lars. I feel like that's...
Don't lie to me. Where is he?
Listen, friend, why don't you calm down as Porthos' hand goes back to the handle, and we can talk about this calmly.
Kai's gonna
What smells like
slowly move
over
back.
Dante's
maybe
reaching for his side as well. Like,
Porthos just takes a whiff. He's like, maybe over a plate of pancakes, because I definitely smell food.
Chuck was
You'll hear
gonna
the
raise
Go
up
ahead,
and he's gonna raise up a hand and say, energetic you all are. I appear to be in the wrong place.
Kaz gonna fumble through his satchel that he has, and then just which is very small. It just kind of sits here, almost like a little crossbody bag. But he pulls an unnaturally large loot out of it, like unnaturally, like it's almost like a yeah, it's almost
Just
like
keep pulling and pulling and pulling.
yeah, like a string of napkins. And he's gonna pull it. He's gonna use his claws as a pick and go. Ring! I believe that there's a song here.
And with that,
somehow.
every head in the diner turns to you.
I would say I'm just picturing us like
D-
Porthos and I just almost guns drawn, just looking at him like.
Does
They all kinda-
So
does Porthos notice that the rest of the diners looking at him?
Oh, this is very obvious. Yes.
He will slowly, like staring daggers at Dante, slowly place his hand back on the table.
so
Dante will do the same because he's not about killing innocent people.
so while that's happening, you all at the table next to Castanet just sort of bear with me a minute. You just kind of feel this tickle in the back of your head, almost sort of like, a certain smartphone thing vibrating like almost kind of like a Castanet would like to connect with you. Do you accept? And you sort of hear muffled in the back of your head, this is not the kind of attention that you would rather be seeking here. Perhaps we should calm down.
Oh, that tickles.
I don't like this.
But
Pardon me.
Takwa, whose eyes are normally closed, is
Who
going to
said that?
open one of them towards all of you to figure out what that was.
Can I?
So you know it's serious when the squinted eye person
Right.
opens.
Can I roll a history check to see if I would recognize this race?
Absolutely. I will allow history or just a general intelligence check, and anyone can do that for any of the races you see before you.
Alrighty.
She's just so
Sure.
used to she's just
Why
sitting
not?
there, just like
Oh,
blink,
okay.
blink.
History, right?
Okay.
14.
14.
That'd
I
be a
got.
Said-
That's a nat
17.
20. Nat 20.
Dang.
all right.
I'm sorry.
So
19.
let me run that back by everyone. So Ta got a nat 20, Dante got a
19.
19, Chukwa got a,
19.
Porthos got a,
14.
and Castanet, did you roll?
I'm wondering if she's a performer, she's probably seen all bunches of people, hasn't she? Or would you still like me to roll?
I would say that's allowed, or if you would like to roll, you may.
What was the check?
It's did we say history? Yes, history. History check.
History. Okay, so history. All right.
Oh, my bad. I thought you said perception. So mine is 18.
18. Okay.
History. 17.
17. Okay. So we're gonna start with Ka because Ka rolled the highest. Ka, as someone who is well traveled and someone who has been around the galaxy a time or two, in your young life, you witness or you know exactly what every race here you see is. You can kind of piece together that Dante is maybe some sort of science experiment gone wrong. But everyone else you kind of recognize, okay, I know what you are, I know what you are, I know what you are. Chukwa, very much the same. Dante, you as well, and Castanet, you as well. All of you were able to recognize that everyone around you at this particular table is a race of beings that is intelligent and able to communicate with each other. Porthos, you having rolled the lowest, you have heard distantly from your time in the service. You have heard distantly of these hellacious fighters that fight like demons, this race of bug-like people known as the Thrakreen. And you surmise that this being before you may be one of them, though you always heard them described a little bit larger and a little bit less pink and frilly. Everyone else, though, except for maybe Dante, you have no clue what's going on with Dante. You don't know why that man has antlers.
I mean, I'm not judging. I'm Porthos is just trying to figure out if he if the bug is in fact talking inside his brain, because it seems like everyone else has said something out loud except for the large praying mantis at the table.
And you do remember a piece of lore that you heard distantly about the Thurkreen, that while they are able to verbally communicate, it is in a language that is very difficult to articulate if you do not have the appropriate communicative organs, which only one person at this table has those. And so they have developed a sort of pseudo-telepathy, which allows them to communicate with others, which is, you surmise, what has just happened.
All right. So, with no offense meant here, the bug can talk inside our heads.
Yep.
I assume that's Tabaxi, Tortle. I don't recognize you, friend. What's that sidearm you got there, though?
Something that I took from someone who had some information I needed. Her name's Delilah.
And he doesn't reach, but he kind of leans and points to his left hip. This is Constance. So
Castanet's just sitting there like a
Ah.
lady, like perfect posture. She kind of dips her head. I do apologize for the intrusion. I should have warned you.
we appreciate your polite gesture. Now, I guess introductions. Porthos
Dante.
Nardek.
Dante.
Ka.
My name is a bit complex to utter, but you may call me Castanet.
I am Chakwa Kupara Mahapodma. Please call me Chukwa.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Ka,
Hello.
Chakwa, Castanet, Dante. So, what does everyone remember before they woke up in a space diner? Because I was not off-world when I last remember.
And as you're talking, you see a woman in a white apron and a salmon blouse with a black skirt, and her arms are just laden with plates upon plates upon plates. She's very skillfully balancing these. And she just walks by and says, "I'll be with y'all in just a moment, dears."
So when you say the last thing that we remember, Chuck was gonna raise a hand towards his neck. He's gonna feel around for a moment. Does he feel anything?
No, there's nothing there. It's as though it never happened, but you certainly recall that it did.
He's gonna adjust his shell a little bit. Very strange.
I have a question. Is the shell does it move? Is it detachable?
That I was thinking the exact same thing.
The backpack shell.
Turtle.
Not completely, but like there's a feeling of, he just needs to adjust. I don't know if anyone's felt a feeling of.
Can we please get a scene of you ducking into your shell to dodge the attack? I need that so badly.
Duck's entirely inside the shell. Chakwa, are you good? Thoop.
Yeah. Or a little
Oh my
speech cloud above
Yeah.
it that goes, yup.
Sorry, I did not intend to disrail.
Yes, the E-up.
That was a burning question that I needed the answer to, and he said you adjusted the shell, so I needed to know.
And I'm sure you weren't the only one, so
Carry on, please.
Well, I mean, me personally, I was working on a new song, and there was we had just gotten rid of a whole slew of these stupid space clowns, and I was working on a
And
song,
as you say that, there's a space clown family just at a nearby booth, and they just kind of look at you.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna go.
Well, I'm just picturing one of them mid-bite, like,
It was not them, but got my eye on you. Anyway,
They're very offended. They just leave some like gold on the table and walk out.
Can I roll another history check, see if I'm
Also-
aware of, roving clown cartels? Having, having traveled quite, quite a lot and running into just about every bad guy you can think of.
did you
Absolutely.
come across
Please,
the Bozo
please
cartel?
do roll. This is going to be a DC 13.
Okay.
Heard of the Payasos
Ah,
Locos.
nope. That's an 8.
Nope.
8 on history.
You
You get the
The
you
red
do
reference.
nose
know that
bandits.
there are several different roving gangs of space clowns. Most of them tend to stick to their own territories in the outer rims. There's constant turf wars going on. They're very, very territorial. Beyond that, you can't recall any of their group names offhand. Maybe you remember the Laughing Gassers, and there was the Chuckles. They didn't have a really long lifespan, though. But no one current. You haven't really kept up with current events on the Space Clown front.
All right, so I've heard of that before. I'm not super familiar, so that's not. We'll call it out of the ordinary for now.
yeah, it's not here. Yeah, here in the space, it's not that really that. It was just it was so scary. And then our alarm bells started going off, and I my captain called me up, and I went to go check on it, and this stupid monkey was popping up. And wait, are there any monkeys here? It was mechanical. It was mechanical. But then it was just it dropped this ball bearing that I threw at it, and then everything just went black. I didn't much like it.
I was in my lab working on a new project when I noticed that something was out of place. I went to move it, and when I moved it, I'm so stupid. I should have seen it. It was connected to a wire. That wire was connected to a device, and that device exploded. And I remember going through the list of names of different people that it could have been, and by the time that I gotten through the list of who could have gotten into the lab, who could have rigged something so arbitrary, who could have hidden it so that I wouldn't have found it, I woke up here.
Okay.
As as they're recalling, after Chuck was checked his neck, he's also going to look down for the medallion. Is it there?
The medallion is there.
And with that, he's going to hold it as he has a sigh of relief. And he continues to sit and listen.
And with every single thing that you guys have been recalling, the space around you, which seemed liminal at first, is becoming more and more real. It's becoming less of a boundary and more of a reality. Please carry on.
Castanet's gonna, I guess, look down at her forelimbs to see if they're all in one piece, which they are. And she's going to be musing aloud, so if you can imagine her just sort of very curiously looking at her hands and just sort of blinking about, tilting her head, and saying, well, I'm sorry that all of you met such catastrophic circumstances, but, I suppose what I was doing was a rather joyous occasion, but, maybe I shouldn't describe it. It might seem a little grotesque.
Hmm.
And Dante's just sitting there holding his face, just trying to understand everything that's happening. He's just kind of sitting there quietly, like, and he just mutters to himself, Ziggy.
So, and then as all of you kind of had this moment, and just the absolute. Here's the thing that people don't realize about wait staff, waiters, and waitresses. There is an element of timing, and the best waiters and waitresses have the most impeccable timing, which this one does. And she walks up. Well, now, dears, it seems like y'all have had a chance to reacquaint yourselves, or I should say, acquaint yourselves. So, what are we going to be having tonight?
Oh my god. Okay. Do you have roast rabbit or maybe a nice mouse? Would be really awesome. Oh my god. Do you have any of those space possums? Those are fantastic. I might take one of those. Maybe maybe some bacon. Yeah. Is none are none of you gonna?
I have a question. Do all of these have commas or are these ors?
No, all. I'm famished. I am starving.
Clearly.
Yes.
She kind of looks at you and she's like, well, now, dear, I can certainly see what we can work up. I know we got the bacon, and I might be able to see if we were able to catch any rats in the rat trap, but, we don't normally serve that to the rest of the folks here. Now,
that's okay. I'll take all you got.
Mr. Shellface, what are we going to be having?
Tea.
I can certainly do that. You want iced? You want hot? You want Earl Grey?
His face is gonna furrow at the idea of iced tea.
And she's rushing all of these things at you. She's listing off a large number of teas. If anyone's ever seen Scott Pilgrim
versus the
just
World.
Yes.
He's listing off all of these teas, and it's going lightning fast, faster than you can recall any of the names.
I'll have a liver disaster, please.
He finally makes a choice as he says, Jasmine, please.
Coming right up, sweetheart. And she looks to Castanet. And what are you going to be having, dear?
Well, she's thinking in her head, if I ask for something like roaches or grasshoppers, I will be looked at very unkindly.
And she
So
looks
she's going
and
to-
she says, well, we got that if you want it.
If it if it
And
won't...
you know that you didn't think this out loud across your broadband.
Well, if you don't mind,
Fascinating place.
could you roast them over a bed of greens, please?
I can certainly make that happen, sweetheart. I'll get Emmy right on it. And she looks at Dante.
Water.
You want salt or fresh?
Bruh!
Got you
Weren't
ready.
expecting that one, were you?
Not expecting that one.
You
just
thought
looks at
Dante
her.
was quick on the draw.
Looks at her like, cat.
Coming right up, sweetheart. And what about you, big, dark, and handsome?
6 eggs. Whatever steak you have in the back, cooked medium rare. 2 strips of bacon, and the blackest coffee you can bring me.
So, any drinks for the rest of the house?
Oh my god, coffee. Yes, coffee. I would like coffee.
Actually, I will also have tea, please. Could I have jasmine as well?
I'll make it happen. And she goes away, and as she goes away, a few things strike you. The first is she didn't write any of this down.
Mm-hmm.
Waiter.
The second
A very good waiter.
is her name tag. her name tag. And as you read the name tag, you realize you didn't read it. You remembered it. And it reads Ikayana.
Is that in a so I doubt it, but I have to ask. Porthos speaks Common and Sylvan. Is that in either language that Porthos understands?
Give me just a hot minute.
I'd say can I have a history check?
Yeah.
You can give me a history check to recognize the language, although one member at the table already recognizes it offhand. That would be Ka.
Ooh, fascinating. Hey, that's a good roll. 19 on the history check.
That'll pass. I'm looking for a 17.
23.
6.
Nice. roll.
19.
Let's go.
So, Porthos 19, Castanet, what was yours?
23.
26?
23.
Okay. I was gonna say, geez, 26 at level 3. I'm concerned. Oh, by the way, people at home, we're at level 3. Dante, you said a 19,
Yes.
and Chukwa a 6. Okay. And Ka, you already recognize the word. While the three of you don't recognize the word, you do recognize it as coming from an old Tabaxi tongue, one that's not spoken very often anymore.
Interesting. Porthos will reach into his pack and try to find one of his cigars.
And there is a cigar there, and as though it was there all along, there's an ashtray on the table.
Oh, so this is a smoking establishment.
Porthos is legitimately about to like raise the cigar up, and be like, "Do you mind if I?" Do you all mind if I?
By all means.
Go for it.
Excellent.
I don't breathe in the same fashion that you do. Go ahead.
Chukwa nods.
And Porthos, you all see he uses the tip of his finger. He uses prestidigitate to light a small flame. And that's, yep, needed that. Clears the head. Okay. So we all remember being in various states of dismay, of peril, of possible death, because I definitely thought I was dead. Is this a proper assumption to be made?
I believe
As you say this, Ikayana comes back and she says, "Well, you were good, dear," and she brings everyone their drinks.
I'm going to need some elaboration, please.
Well, what would you like me to clarify?
Who are you and where are we?
How I was dead and how I'm not dead anymore.
So she'll start with Dante because he spoke first. Dante, you may notice, and everyone may notice, I haven't described this woman. I want everyone, we'll start with Porthos, then Dante, then Castanet, then Chukwa, then Ka. Tell me the first feminine face that you remember, that you have positive memories of.
For Porthos, it would be his mother. She had her fur was actually inverse of Porthos, so she had purple skin with red fur. The fur, because Porthos is as long and slicks back to behind his head, hers literally trails down her back almost like a mane, meeting all of the fur on her shoulders and back, of course, and almost blending in. But far less in the face, far less fur on her face. So definitely you can see all of the purple, almost a humanoid face with a scrunched nose, but the skin being bright. I mean, like just like my background, like a bright purple with red fur.
Okay. Dante, what's the first feminine face that you have a positive memory of?
It's gonna be my sister, who was also a GIF. She's got light gray skin. Um, her face is a little slimmer than a traditional GIF would be. She has like little blonde hairs coming out of the ears that come on the top of her head, as well as some little blonde whiskers. Hippos have whiskers, right?
Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna say
Once.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So like little blonde whiskers as well. Kind of medium slim build, about 5'6", with
Okay.
hair that comes down to about shoulder length. That's like a dark brown.
Castanet.
It's complicated. Her face is the same face as her clutchmates, who are all her sisters, and they all share the same face of their mother, and of the mother before them, and of the one before them, and before them.
Beautiful.
Twinsies.
Chukwa.
Alrighty. So, the first feminine face that Chukwa can recall is that of an elder Loxodon who is dressed in a blue and gold sari. Her tusks and arms are covered in bangles, to the point to where every time she makes a step, there's a small or there's a sound of like Kaminai bells. And she has a green bindi on her forehead.
And Ka.
The first woman is his mother, who. So I don't know that I actually described Ka on screen, but I am where my fur is ginger, very
He would.
orange,
He
like
would.
yeah, exactly. Orange, like orange with like little orange, dark orange spots, that kind of thing. His mother's fur was jet black, and she was the most beautiful being Ka had ever seen and has ever seen. Just very very powerful woman. It was not really a nurturing woman, because I came from a long line of Tabaxi warriors, but she was very loving in her own way, and that always sat with God. So.
And as each of you looks at this woman, you realize to each and every one of you, she resembles in kind the first feminine positive face that you can remember. Not exactly, but just enough to twinge the memory. And she looks at Dante and his question of, who are you and where are we? And she says, well, darling, my name's Ikaiana, and you're at the Nexus of Memory. This is my domain.
I would love to roll a religion check, please.
Hit it. We're looking at a DC 12.
Alrighty.
That's
10.
not gonna get done.
All right, That dice might be getting cold.
And which check is this again? History?
This is a religion or
Religion.
history check.
I'd like to get in on that with a 21.
I
Okay.
have 15 total.
Nat 1 plus 5 is 6.
Okay.
Solid 10.
I know everything with a 4.
So Ka, actually, apologies, but Ka, I am going to ask you to roll with advantage
Oh, snap.
Ooh.
Oh, I like advantage.
because of your Tabaxi lineage.
Boom, that's better. 17.
Okay.
go.
So, Ka, because of your Tabaxi lineage, you personally automatically realize the name Ikayana, and you, the word the name, the Nexus of Memory, strikes true to you, and you know that you are in the presence of the goddess of memory. Anyone else who rolled a 15 or higher automatically knows that Ikayana is the goddess of memory and the Nexus of Memory is her domain. If you rolled a 12 or higher, you know that the Nexus of Memory is associated with the goddess of memory. You just don't know her name offhand, but you can surmise that it is indeed Ikayana.
Oh.
I think everybody got that except for Castanet, not gonna lie.
Porthos did not either. Don't
Okay.
don't feel bad.
Like,
All right.
for once, Ka is like speechless
And
because
Dante is
everything
looking
is
like,
sitting in.
I've
like,
heard of you. Okay.
And Porthos asked a question or two, I recall, yes? What were they?
How am I here and how am I not dead anymore?
Well, now that is indeed a sad affair. You know... Oh, give me just a moment. Let me get your food out. This is going to sit much better with some food. And she goes away.
We'll be right
I'm
back.
just picturing her goes like, what, chef? I'll be right there. Okay.
we
Alright.
really are dead.
All right. Someone please elaborate for me of what her name is and what that means, cuz it's probably because I blew up and the internal rattling of organs and probably a mild concussion from the impact against the wall. Just someone explain to me where we are. I understood Nexus of Memory. What does that mean to someone?
Castanet's going to nod. This is a point of the culture that I do not understand.
We're dead. That's what it means. The Nexus of Memories, like we are outside of time right now. Ikayana is the goddess of memory. She's a deity. Like, we're dead. We're dead.
Real
We're
quick,
dead.
All right.
Do y'all remember that scene from Dragon Ball Z when Vegeta first came back to life on Planet Namek?
Ah!
Dante's gonna punch himself just to be like, this is some bull, and then he's gonna realize, nope, this is real. This is real.
And that is exactly what
This is-
happens.
Here,
You
let
make
me
yourself
try.
admit It is painful.
Castanet's gonna be musing to herself. Well, I suppose out of all the deities to meet, those in your culture seem quite hospitable. That's refreshing.
Jacqua is going to shake his head and just go, this is not the afterlife that we envisioned.
That's not the afterlife I was promised.
And at that, she comes back, and once again, her arms are laden with just plates upon plates upon plates. And the smells are beautiful and overwhelming. You smell the bacon, you smell the steak, you smell the eggs, you smell the roaches. Although everyone who doesn't want to smell roaches does not smell roaches.
They're roasted, okay? They're roasted. Sugar
No,
seasoned
but
really
awesome.
nicely.
I've had a fried mealworm before. Like, it's fine.
They're
Good
roasted.
protein.
Fried
Good
You
grasshoppers.
see that
It's good for the
there's
kite.
on
good for my
On
exoskeleton.
Ka's plate, there's what looks like it may be fried chicken, but it's actually possum leg.
Oh,
And
favorite.
then
my
there's
favorite.
a little what it looks like a drumette is actually the leg of a rat. And
Little leggy.
and for Chukwa, she brings out a beautiful array of just fresh greens, even though he didn't ask for something, but she remembers that turtles like these kinds of things. And she brings out a beautiful array of fresh greens. And then for Porthos, she brings out these 6 eggs, and they're beautiful, and they're golden, and they're seasoned to perfection, and the steak is just the perfect cook. And she remembered everyone's order perfectly, phenomenally. She did not bring anything for Dante because he specifically didn't ask for anything.
Except the water.
I don't say, where's
Except
my
the
water?
which came out with the drinks. Came out with the drinks earlier.
So
Okay.
by the time that she set the last plate down, like both legs are already completely gone, bone and all. And I'm actually like legitimately staring at Porthos's steak. Oh,
He really went.
You see this massive bugbear with a fork and knife cutting the steak. Just doesn't even look at Kaj, just like, don't even think about it.
What? I'm just looking.
I apologize
And,
in advance for this. As he has cut the steak in half. What one half is just all meat, the other is half of the T-bone and the rest of the meat, and he bites straight through the bone into the meat.
Ooh.
Sorry. As he just like holds the steak by the bone, eating it.
Chuck
Has
was
anyone ever seen the video?
That
Sorry.
looks delicious.
Has anyone ever seen the video of a mountain lion cracking through a femur?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yep.
what I
Kinda.
imagine
Yep.
this sounds like.
before
what's Chico doing?
Before eating his greens and having his tea, he will turn over to Ikayana and bow slightly. Namaste. Before he enjoys his meal. And because he and Castanet both have the same tea, he will offer to pour your tea, Castanet.
She'll nod and agree. She'll nod and accept the offer of the tea. Meanwhile, you all hear very, very faint crunching, kind of what would remind you of potato chips, but no, it's actually very finely roasted roaches over a bed of arugula with pickled onions.
Yes.
And
Low
she's just sitting there with the fork and knife.
So, because Dante is how he is, he doesn't really trust anything right now, so that's why all he got is water. But I feel like it would be kind of funny if he's just sitting there with everybody eating, and all of a sudden everybody just hears a giant rumbling, like yeah, just a really deep like.
So
Yeah.
Ikayana, she
What is
looks
that?
at Ka, who's already devoured his plate, and she looks at Dante and hears a. She says, "Well, now, dear, I can get you some more. And Mr. Dante, would you like anything?"
I'll have the special.
All right, Emmy, one house special and one more helping for the tabaxi, please.
Oh, can I have one of those
Right up,
steaks too? Can I have
darling.
one of those steaks? Can I have one of those steaks also? But make sure it's raw.
Emmy, get me a cut of beef
I'm
and
sorry,
drag
you
it
say
across the
raw?
grill.
Ah!
Wait,
Oh
what's
my
the Astra Mori equivalent to Pittsburgh Rare?
God.
Yeah. I don't know. The diner speak of dragging across the grill might just be perfect.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
about how much heat he's gonna get.
Yeah.
It's got good grill marks, but that's about it.
So,
Kissed it with dragon fire.
and then you hear from the behind the division of the where it's front of house to back of house. There's the magical portal where all the food comes through. You hear coming right out, darling, and you hear as there's pots and pans rattling and everything's getting cooked. And in short order, it gets brought out to you. And she says, "Amy, I'm gonna take 10, okay?" Says, "You got it, toots." And all this is coming from the portal
I love
to
this
the back.
diner so much.
Now that's a nice family establishment.
Right.
Yeah.
And she
You know it's
pulls
good.
As Porthos finishes his steak, he takes his napkin and just.
and
He may be an animal, but he
Ika-
has manners.
I love it.
Classic.
Ikayana, she reaches behind her and pulls a chair from the adjacent unoccupied table and says, "Don't mind if I have a seat. I've been on my feet all day now."
Please.
Has a seat and it's like, so I do have some good news and some not so good news. Now the good news is you're alive. You're here in my nexus of memory, and as long as I remember you, which I mean I'm the goddess of memory, so what am I gonna forget? Then you're alive. The unfortunate side is you died. And I
Told
don't
you.
believe any of you realize just how big of a tragedy that is.
I told you guys, we're dead.
We were dead. Do you not remember what she said?
Well, I would, but
Oh, please not at the table.
I'm sorry. I might need a napkin or two.
And there's a space clown with a bucket, like one of the gray pails, that the busboy bucket.
Great.
What's it with
Because-
clowns?
Well, he comes through. He's just like, yeah. With every time he walks, it's squeak honk, squeak honk, squeak honk.
Lord.
He
I'm
has
literally,
this massive clown feet.
as I hear that, I'm gonna turn my head and go.
Whoa,
He's-
easy.
He's very diminutive. His head barely clears above the table. Which, by the way, Porthos, your knees are a little tight right now.
Yeah. Figured as much.
His head barely clears above the table, and he looks at the hairball. And he's like, "You gonna eat that?"
I'm just still like, I can't even say. I'm just staring.
And almost like a chameleon, a tongue shoots out and eats a hairball.
Okay.
And he just busses the table, all the dishes that are used, anything that's still in use, he just leaves. But anything that is being cleared, he puts in his bucket and he walks back to the kitchen.
I'm gonna look back at you guys and go, okay, look, I licked my own. I'm just gonna be.
We're not gonna discuss the hairball. We
I'm
are
just gonna
gonna
be
discuss the clown later.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Sometimes I do clean my butthole with my tongue, but that still was very gross. That was horrible. That was horrible.
Dante is
I
just
am-
looking at him with the most disgusted look. Like,
I am trying to eat a breakfast.
And as you're saying this, Ikayana is just there, and she almost lets out a sniffle. She's starting to tear up, and she's like, "It's just so beautiful that even with all the awful that's just happened, that y'all can still find something to laugh at here, and that makes me feel good for what I'm gonna have to ask you to do."
Oh, that's not ominous.
what are
Right.
you gonna ask us?
Hmm.
I mean, I served 10 years. I have a dark sense of humor, but what are you going to ask us?
Well, I need to take us back over 7,000 of your years.
I'm sorry. What?
1,000.
Actually,
3 zeros.
from the day you died, it was 7,777. In 7 months and 7 days. That was the end of the calamity. And that was the end of the War of Eternities. And those were dark times. I don't like remembering them, but I do. And, we had to do some dark things, but there were darker things still out there, and well, we had to protect you all. You're ours. We love y'all, and we created. Well, the matron of ravens, she created it. I was the minder. It was called the Obsidian Vault, and the word resonates in your heads. Obsidian Vault, Obsidian Vault, Obsidian Vault. None of you recognize this word. None of you recognize it in history and anything. It's not really a vault. It's a bit of a misnomer, actually. I don't much like those. They make remembering things a bit tricky for y'all normal folk, and it's a bit more of a prison. And we there are some souls out there that aren't necessarily fit for human consumption. Um, so rather than recycle them and put them back out into circulation, we had the obsidian vault. It just made sense. And you get this idea of a pitch black cube, perfect and sharp in every single angle. It absorbs the light around it. And, well, with any vault, any prison, there have to be keys. Something to keep it locked in. And that's where you all come in. We created the Soul Forge seals. A set of souls that was so perfect that was going to last forever. And each single one of them was tied together. As long as there was one soul still left alive, the vault would remain sealed, and the rest would cycle back into creation. None of us ever imagined there would be a way that all the seals would die at once. And so, the vault, it's open. And 7 souls escaped. 7 of the worst, most awful creatures. They may take human shape, but mind you, I don't want to tangle with them, and I remember them. Now, here's the bright side. As the Soulforge seals, you have the unique ability to help bring them back. And if you are able to do so, bring back all 7 of these obsidian fugitives. Why then, I don't see no reason you can't keep on living.
All right. Allow me to please elaborate this. So 7 souls at the beginning of time were named the keys to an interdimensional super prison for evil gods. We'll call it that for now.
Well, I wouldn't call them gods, but there were a number of souls that were chosen. It's odd that
evil
the
souls locked in
right now.
Evil souls locked in an evil prison. 7 of these keys died. I have a question about that in a second. But if we find these 7 escaped convicts, we get to stay alive.
Well, that sounds like the long and short of it.
There's only 5 of us.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How bad those other 2 get off to?
Well, right. So, it sounds, forgive me for being blunt and forward about this, it sounds like we don't have much of a choice, do we? We can either be dead, or we can be alive and do what you tell us.
Well, now that's not exactly true, darling. You could continue to go about your lives. I'm not going to stop you. There is free will.
All right.
But I do need to warn you, these 7 souls, the havoc they could wreak, and you as the soul forged seals, I fear without all of you, you may not be able to tame them.
How bad are they? Like, left unchecked, left unstopped. How bad are we talking?
And you get flashes of memory in each of your minds. It's very quick, rapid strobing. You see wars, you see fire, you see blood, you see explosions of light, and you see stars going supernova, and you hear a concert of hell in your head, and you see all of these things and that.
What the hell was that?
That was bad as what that was.
I would prefer a warning.
Yeah,
Before
some
that.
I already
heads
have
up would
one
be
person
nice.
putting stuff in my head. I don't need 2. Alright, so we catch these guys, or we don't catch these guys, and the universe ends, basically.
Well, no, I wouldn't say ends, but I don't necessarily think it would be best for everyone involved.
Definitely gets foobarred.
Well, I think I had one of
Mister.
those once. They were delicious.
And what about our unfinished business?
I'm
That's-
sorry, I didn't catch that.
What about our unfinished business?
Well, now there's nothing saying you can't keep on doing that while you're doing this. You got 2 hands. One can work over here and one over there.
4 limbs. I have 2 extra if you need.
Oh, Miss Castanet, you've always been so helpful.
I love her so much.
Castanet must be protected at all costs.
Yeah.
All
She's just your hippie grandma, okay?
Yes.
Who's an adorable mantis? Like, come on. Well, if I might speak freely, there's a lot of people that I don't much care for in this world. But I would not wish whatever that vision was on them. And there are people that I do care very deeply about in this world. And I've
As
done...
you say that, you recall the tiefling woman, you recall the dragonborn at the bodega, you recall the orphans that you helped on KO 35.
Well, I've definitely, I can elaborate further later, but I've gone to war for far less, and I've definitely done some horrible things for far better causes. Saving the world's a pretty good cause. I'm in. But,
Well,
Miss Deity, I don't do well with red tape. So I like this whole free will thing ahead of time. I want to keep that negotiation on the table.
Of course, anytime, darling.
well, if we're going after some evil people, then there's a chance that who I'm looking for is going to be involved with them. So why not? Let's kill two birds with one stone.
And there's an
Accepting.
Aarakocra at the station next to you.
Wow. Chuck was going to. He's been drinking tea this whole time, but he's gonna finish his sip. Accepting your mission means I can continue mine.
Has he just been doing the very slow sip this entire time? Like that's
He is very content with his tea right now.
I'm just picturing him moving slower than Drax was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Castanet's gonna blink down at the table for a moment, and if you can recall in SpongeBob with Plankton, he's just like, well, I didn't think I would get this far. So that's kind of the thought that she's having right now, because she basically lived her entire life and died of natural causes. So she's like, well, what would I do? I guess I have nothing else instead of what's right in front of me. I guess I'll start with this. You just see her blinking like a few times and her antennae just going like nee 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 nee, and she's thinking.
Sorry, every time that Castanet moves, I just hear Mantis from Mana, the little sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dreet, 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 dreet.
I'm just imagining her accidentally like telepathically sending us some of her thoughts and not realizing that it's her equivalent of talking out loud. You
Right.
know?
Right. Yeah.
Everybody's like, we can hear you, right? She's like, oh no.
Yeah. Maybe not quite like that. She would kind of look up at you and go, oh my, that was. I didn't quite mean that. Sorry. Goes back to grinding her medicine.
Oh, this is perfect. Did Chukwa and Ka respond?
Chukwa
Yes.
did.
Took did.
I
I
have,
don't,
I
I don't
have,
think Cod did.
I have not yet. Yeah, so kind of sitting there for a minute, and like as things are processing, because normally his mouth moves way faster than his brain does, and
Typical orange cat behavior.
Right.
yeah, but like I think the weight of what's been discussed is starting to kind of set in a little bit, and he looks to each of you like literally like you would think that he's just like one at a time just slowly eyeing you, but it's literally like over and over again, like just as his brain is processing, and he's like, oh crap, all right. I mean, what's the alternative? Like that, just going back to dead?
No, like I said, darling, you can keep on living. And as you're the Soul Forge Seals, as long as one of you is alive, the others could cycle back. Maybe not necessarily in this form. See, I took a little extra time to. Oh, I do need to tell y'all, it has been a little bit of time since y'all died.
How much?
How
And
long?
Porthos pulls out his pocket watch and it's just spinning. Like, ah, shit.
And the
Or what if
little
it's just
date,
like all rusted?
the month counter on his pocket watch is going. It goes 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
He's trying to like
12,
spin it
and
to
it
slow it
stops.
down. Like,
It slows down. It stops at 1. It's been about 6 months. See, normally the way this works is you would die and then you would come back and reincarnated as a child, and well, that's not necessarily a very useful way to try to seduce someone, and I needed to take some extra time and make sure that I brought you back as you are now.
Okay. Well,
Well, at least we're not child soldiers, I guess.
Castanet's doing one of these.
Could be worse. Could be teenagers fighting a space witch.
Heaven mercy.
See what you did there? So she kind of looks and she sees that everybody has assented to this mission, and says, "Well, no matter what, you are gonna need a way out of here. Now, it was a lot easier bringing you here when you was dead. I could just, open up a pocket reality and then drag you through, but it's not really conducive to the living. So I think it's time for dessert. Don't want dessert?
Oh my god, I'm still so hungry. Yes.
I
yes,
could go for dessert.
Yes.
Do you
I
have
think-
pie?
Ooh, pie just sounds lovely. Emmy, can you get us a pie set up? Coming right up, darling." She says, "I'll be right back with that." And she goes and she disappears for a while. And, the restaurant's still going around you. You see an Aarakocra family who kind of took offense to Dante's two birds, one stone comment.
We're just pissing
You
everybody
offended
off in this
two
diner.
families.
Two separate families.
Buddy, that takes talent right there.
You see,
Skills.
and it's a very odd thing because this is the nexus of memory. And it's as though every single race that you remember having existed comes in and out of here at least once in
Good
your
lord.
And it's not a large place by any means, but it does seem as though some of these patrons are sitting down, eating really quickly, and getting up. Maybe one of them just has a single cup of coffee and then leaves, and then all of a sudden, now they're replaced with someone else. And if you realize that, these people, while they may not be in the know of what this space actually is, it is one of those liminal places that we pass through, like a Walmart at midnight, or like airplane, or sorry, like why am I blanking on the word? An airport.
Airport?
Yes, like an airport. One
Airport
of those places
at
that
1
we pass
a.m..
through. An
The
airport at
basement
1
when you turn
a.m..
off the lights.
Yes. It is a
A
place that we
Waffle House
pass
at 1
through.
a.m.
Pancake Shack. Pancake Shack.
Pancake
Pancakes.
shack.
A pancake shack in the early hours of the morning before anyone else is wise enough to be up. It's one of those liminal spaces that we pass through and we don't pay it much mind. But here you seem to be the exception. You seem to be remembering everything that goes on here. Whereas these other people, they come through and they will have forgotten by the time they walk out the door. You feel as though you are somehow removed from that liminality in this space. And there's a little bit of time that passes, and you note each of these races that goes by. And out comes Ikayana, and she's carrying a beautiful, wonderfully sculpted pie. And it has just this lovely crust on top that is done in little flowers, and it's crisscross. And there's a meringue on top of that. And on the meringue sits a single black ovoid shape that, much like you may recall the obsidian vault, seems to absorb the light around it a bit. And she sits the pie on the counter, and you notice that it's cut into 7 slices.
This is
And
not
she-
like any pie I've ever seen.
Oh,
Oh,
does
it's
this mean
not.
that I get to
As
have?
she lifts... Go ahead.
Does this mean I have to get to have seconds?
Oh no, sweetheart. This is for the other 2. If and when I find where they went, those rascals. She picks up a slice and puts it on a plate for each of you. And as she picks it up, you see the filling looks like space and starlight.
I
Trippy.
don't think I've ever had a pie like this.
What flavor is that?
Right?
Trippy.
Oh, it's so as she says, "Oh, you'll want to find out, sweetheart. You just give yourself a taste."
Well, that was Reese asking, not necessarily.
Oh well, there is an in-game there is an in-game response. Actually, no, that was Ikayana speaking through me to Reese. Uh,
Porthos says, "Fuck it." He takes a full spoonful.
all right, everyone, mark it. That was our one.
Yeah.
All right.
We get a couple.
So
Let's say I think we got
everyone,
two.
does everyone dig in?
Oh yeah, no, the entire slice is gone already.
How would you
already-
say it
yeah,
smells? Just curious.
I've already eaten the whole thing.
Imagine 1,000 Thanksgivings and Christmases.
Oh yes.
Okay. You know
So
what? Dante's gonna take a bite just because he's hesitant, but wait, has my food
And-
gotten here yet? What happened to my special?
Oh yeah, your food came out. And ladies and gentlemen, mark out that's the first
How
DM
hungry
hand
am I
wave.
right now?
And
And there it is. Good old DM hand
You
wave.
have already eaten.
You are full. All right. Yeah.
Dorime.
Dante's gonna
So-
take one of those hesitant. He picks it up with his hand. He doesn't even bother to use a fork. He just like.
Right, and then as each of you bites into it, memories of home flood back into you. Warmth and joy and happiness and safety. Everything that you love and that makes you feel as though you're at home on a rainy day and you're curled up with a blanket, just watching your favorite show or reading your favorite book. Safety and calm are in this pie. You don't know how, but
I would
this
like
is
okay.
divine.
I like to note that as this Chuckwa bites into this pie, kind of like a turtle eating a strawberry, there's like a tear. It's gonna strip down, even though he's smiling.
I was about to say, as Dante bites into it, he has one of those, obviously they can't see it or the audience can't see it, but he has one of those Ratatouille moments where he just goes back into his past and remembers
Yeah.
stuff that people will find out later on. But he just starts crying.
We're not doing the
Castanet's gonna
backstory
linger
done
on
just
the
yet.
Castanet's gonna linger on the taste, and then not minding that the others might or might not be able to hear. She's like, that was a good grasshopper.
Ugh,
Just like Mom
Here
used
for
to
it.
make.
Yeah. Just like Mom used to catch.
damn.
So you all eat the pie, and the other two slices are taken away. But behind is left that round ovoid shape that seems to absorb the light. And forgive me, I need to go and find my notes because I have a very good description for this somewhere. This note break is brought to you by
Collected Comics and Games. Here in the DFW area, they have all your needs for all your nerdy little wants. They've got dice, they've got minis, they've got books, they've got comics, they've got Funkos, they've got action figures. They've got it all, ladies and gentlemen. Check out Collected Comics and Games in the DFW area.
and Destiny's being a lifesaver over here. But so the goddess before you, she plucks the item and she holds it before you. She said, "This is called the Grave Tide Seed. Now, it's special. It was forged by my sister in the void between worlds." And as she says it, it kind of pulses, and you feel like it has the essence of ending and creation pulsing through it. Now, if you go outside, find a place that has a little bit of space, it's going to need some room to grow, and plant this. And y'all know that story about that one little fellow in the beanstalk?
Very.
Well, it's not quite like that, but it will take you to another world. Now, how are we settling the bill?
Robbed the goose of its golden egg.
What?
Oh, I think the bear was the bear was paying, right?
Oh, the other two guys that are gonna show up. They got it.
This is supposed to get big.
You know, I have a name.
Don't worry, darling. It'll take care of itself, she speaks to Castanet. And she's like, oh, I'm just joshing y'all. Y'all are doing me a favor. Now get on out of here, y'all.
I was kidding too.
I was not. The other two guys. Are gonna take over.
Porthos stands up, snags the last strip of bacon off the table. Just, all right. I guess we step outside and do this experiment.
Right.
Quite
So,
literally,
as you-
anything that's left on the table, like basically Kyle is like scooping it up and like
So
eating it as
as
he's
you
going out.
step out of the diner, you find yourself on what essentially amounts to a rock. It seems as though a part of a planet has been carved out by one of those strawberry cores, and plucked out. And on top of that is the Nexus of Memory. It has a flashing neon sign. The X is starting to blink. And
I got a rock.
the Neus of memory.
and you see there is a little bit of space out here, but off a little ways, maybe a hop, skip, and jump, there is a large, unoccupied, floating sort of asteroid almost. As you're walking out, you realize you feel a bit lighter. You feel floating. You feel as though gravity doesn't necessarily have the effect that it normally should. You were fine inside of the Nexus, but as soon as you stepped out, everything felt odd.
All right. Space. Forgot.
I'm gonna do a couple of practice jumps.
Yeah.
And see, like,
Testing the gravity.
Yeah, do I float?
Yeah, so it's very much that you were in a low gravity situation. You jump up, and instead of going straight back down, you. Now you surmise that with enough force in your jump, you might be able to hopscotch your way across to the larger asteroid that looks as though it may have enough room for this.
All right.
Dante's gonna take the leap.
Yeah. Hey guys, watch this.
Porthos going right next to Dante. Not everybody at once.
Castanet's gonna follow, mumbling to herself, oh, if she said it was an experiment, I should have brought something to write with.
Chuck was following along, presumably behind everyone.
Which is odd because I'm pretty sure you have the highest walking speed.
He's taking his time. He has
I
his
know,
walking
it's
stick.
perfect.
And he's just
You know
chugging
what?
along.
That's very fitting. The person with the highest walking speed is gonna, take the back and make sure everybody else is good.
Right.
I am going to ask just for shiggles. Everybody give me I will accept either an acrobatic check or just a general dexterity check. I'm sure there may be some for which one is higher than the other. I'm looking for a DC 12.
Okay.
There's a 14 for Kyle.
That is a 17 acrobatics.
Acrobatics nat 20 for a 23.
Woo!
Boing!
Sheesh.
Nice, a 14.
Air Mantis.
5.
Okay, so here's what happens. Porthos, Ta, Chukwa, you guys are going. You're bouncing from asteroid to asteroid very expertly. Dante, you see this happening, you're like, I can do that too, and you go to jump, and you misgauge the third jump. You did the first two fine, but the third jump you overshot, and you start to go out towards space and just float. Luckily, though, Castanet saw this happening, and as you were floating,
Yoink.
I owe you some insects.
so you were all able to successfully make it to this asteroid, where you are able to plant the Gravetide seed when you are ready.
Right. I guess we doing this?
Might as well.
Okay.
Porthos will take, because I assume his hand is the biggest. He'll take a huge clump of like dirt out of the ground, place the seed in it, and then cover it back up.
Castanets knelt down on the ground, neatly laid her skirt out on her lap, and then just starts digging with all four arms.
Chukwa, who is like slowly coming up, he's gonna give it some space, and he just looks on as he sees what you're doing.
Cause grooming.
Dante's just looking. Like, they got enough people doing this right now.
Love it. Okay.
As long as you're not licking your butthole, Ka.
He's got pants on.
Hey, I reserve. Yeah, I reserve that for for quiet time in the
Quiet time on the ship in your
So
room.
we just knock on the door.
I said that. I saw the knock.
I'll be in my bunk.
That meme where they find the cat and it's just like leg up.
Put a sock on the door or something.
Exactly.
It's like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm just picturing that scene from like Cats, the movie.
It's awful.
And
Release
like
the
that-
butthole cut.
Oh,
I
God,
thankfully
look at
never saw that.
The viewership just dropped.
yeah.
So you get the hole dug. You're able to plant the seed, and I presume you cover it.
Yes.
Okay. So behind you comes Ikayana. She doesn't have to do the whole hop, hop, hop floaty thing. She literally just floats up. Says, oh, good. Y'all figured it out. I knew y'all had this in you. She honestly... We'll talk. So
oh.
she gets up there and, let's be honest, one of you said 2 birds, 1 stone in front of an Aarakocra. She wasn't too sure y'all can handle this. So she gets up there and she says, now, here's the trick with this. It takes intent. I need y'all to think about what you need. Think about what brings you comfort and safety. And pour it into this. And she starts with Ka.
So when Ka is thinking about it, all he's thinking about is the chart room on the Vern, which was Jarislav's ship, and how much he loved being there, even though he was not really sure he belonged there, but he loved it there. So he's thinking about a chart room that is very spacious, that has posters across all over the walls, all hand drawn, like basically hand drawn concert posters featuring him and his band that he wants so badly to start. there's a big wild space orrery in the center of the room. There's maps and charts everywhere. There's a really cool little uh, um, hammock that's set up, and then one full wall is nothing but scratchboard for him to be able to sharpen his claws. And then just random stuff, the instruments everywhere. And then uh, in the corner, hanging by itself with no detritus or anything around it, is a hand-drawn sketch of his sister that he sketched out.
Nice.
And then Chukwa.
Chuck was going to think of a few elements of his former home, one of them being the hill that he last remembers being on. He's going to remember his tea, a little collection of tea that he had. And he's going to envision a space in which he can look out over a horizon, can look up into the skies, and he hears a sound of waterfalls. Doesn't know where it is, but he can hear it. And somewhere there is a thought of, I looked it up earlier because I forgot the name, the Kotsatsu tables. Kotatsu, thank you.
Mhm.
Of sitting on sitting with one of those as he has his tea and again looks over the horizon.
And then Castanet.
So these are the thoughts kind of running through her head because she's still kind of wondering what would she do because she basically has a new lease on life, one that she never thought she would ever have. So she's thinking, well, not much really matters to me. I have my music and I have medicine, of course, but not much else than that. And then you sort of see it materialize around her. In contrast to the lush green of the rainforest, this is very bright, almost starkly white to the point where you almost can't see Castanet anymore because of the pale pink and pale purples that she is. You can barely even see her, aside from the emerald green dress that she's wearing. It's blinding white. You can kind of make out an area in the corner, and then you hear her in her thoughts, well, I do need that one plant to make the glass for my blades. And then you see it sort of sprout up out of the ground. It's like this one plant. And then there are a couple of others there, and there's a small rudimentary bed, almost like a hospital bed, in the other corner. Well, I guess that would be useful. I don't sleep, but, if someone needs treatment, I could watch over them here. I guess this is enough for now.
And Dante.
As he is reaching down to pour his energy into this, he recalls one of the memories that he had received when he took a bite of that pie, and it's of him and his brother at a concert seeing their favorite band. They're just, it's not like anything super special is happening. They're just kind of there in the moment, enjoying the music and just being around other people that also enjoy the music, just being with each other because they just know that this is something. This is the first time that they've seen this band. They've been listening to them for a while and have been trying to get tickets to the concert, and they finally did it, and it's a core memory, and it's one that makes a few more tears run down Dante's face.
And then last, Porthos.
Porthos thinks about his lab. He thinks about all of his tools inside of it. The rack of guns that literally progress from an old school musket to like a World War One rifle to what we would consider modern day like an AR into like a futuristic blast, like just the progress of history throughout weaponry. He thinks about everything that he's ever built or worked on in that lab. And for the first time in a long time, he thinks of it cleaned up, everything in its perfect little spot, tools organized, the floor perfectly spotless. And he remembers the first day that he bought it, empty, filled with nothing but scrap metal, and the pristine workbench that he turned it into. And then all of his late nights working on experiments, having a drink while, building a new blaster, falling asleep at his drawing table, the guests that he's had come in and out, and then the explosion that happened. And he almost sees the explosion happen in reverse as he finds himself once again in the lab for the last time before anything went wrong, and how peaceful he felt at that moment.
I did miss one other detail in Castanet's room.
Yeah.
Towards the ceiling, there are these white, bulbous-looking protrusions coming out of the walls. They don't have really anything in them, but they're egg sacs. There's a whole bunch. They're just sort of there. She kind of goes up and she pokes one, confused, like, there's nothing in here, but why is it here? These aren't mine.
All right. So, as you close your eyes and you all channel these wants, these desires, these mortal needs into this Gravetide seed, none of you really feel anything happening. Your eyes are closed. You don't even feel the earth shift in front of you. You're all doing like the hands in thing. And when you open your eyes, there's a single black stem that's sprouted between your hands. And from the black stem goes up, 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 and you follow it until your head's almost vertical. And as though the stem is drawing it down, a ship is descending. And it appears as though, if you're familiar with a thunderhead cloud, or a cumulonimbus or an anvil-headed cloud, it's sometimes called, that's the silhouette that it gives, emerging through a nebula as it sinks down into the lights, and a rope ladder comes down, and go out to the side here.
Yes.
Let's go.
It's a Luca.
Ignore the dog.
Oh, hello, doggo.
Hello, Luca.
Hello, Luca.
We've been blessed.
Yeah, say hello to Sherry.
And making her
Twice.
stream debut.
For a second, I was wondering, like, at first I thought you were petting your shirt, and I'm like, that has to be Sherry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the same
Yeah.
color too.
Yeah, she was
For both of
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
That was intentional. No, so, and then you see in starlight letters across the prow. And again, just like Ikayana's name tag, you realize you're not reading the words. You're remembering them. Astra Mori. And with that, we're gonna end the session.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's go.
He said
We
the
did
thing.
Title drop.
Oh my goodness. Holy hell. Well, now I can't wait for
That's
next
tough one.
week.
I don't know how
Right.
I'm gonna follow this up, guys. That was tough. That
You'll
was
do it. You got this. We believe in you.
everyone was so solid. Thank you all so much for playing.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for everyone who watched in the stream. I saw that YouTube was very active. I saw that Twitch was very active. I know I'm stealing Jay's bit here. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you to our sponsors. Yeah, I'll steal the line. Is it Friday yet?
I mean, yeah.
In about 45 minutes, it will not be Friday for me.
Oh, yeah.
Darn time
But-
zones.
Hey, me too. East Coast, let's go.
Hey.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for following us. Like Cody said, the chats have been bursting tonight. Thank you so much for your support. As always, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube and Twitch. Hit the little bells on your YouTube app so you never miss the uploads. We're going to be streaming Astra Mori every Friday for the foreseeable future. We do not have an end date in mind. When we started Lord of the Rings, we were aiming for, April to June or April to July. Rangers was supposed to be October to December. This one might go for the rest of the year. So stay tuned. Keep watching. Keep on our Instagram. We're going to be posting about this stuff all the time. But thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. And thank you for stopping Kirbside.